Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. On our program is David Wilding, the VP of Sales at TelStrat, a company that makes call recording and workforce optimization products. David, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Rich. Appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Likewise, wonderful to have you. And I was hoping to start off by talking about what you've seen in the market in the last few years.
Okay, great. So we've seen a convergence of a number of the players in the marketplace. So the call recording industry has gone through a few phases. It really initially was a tool to be able to handle liability purposes and make sure that you were doing the right things in your business so that you didn't break laws, HIPAA regulations, those kind of things. You took care of your customers hopefully effectively, but in all honesty over the years, really what we've seen change is the fact that voice analytics is opening up the marketplace to do new dynamics. Being able to see and hear and understand and search for what your agents are saying. Being able to have those calls bubbled up to the top to understand the overall conversation of your workforce. So
in terms of the pains that you're taking away from your customers, what would you say those are?
So absolutely, one of the key pains that our customers have is operational issues. So in dealing with a call recording solution, they'll struggle because they've got one solution for their recording, one solution for their screen capture, one solution for their coaching. You've got many players out there that are still using, in the mid-market space, Excel for managing how their agents are working.
Right.
What we bring to the table is a solution with our Engage Unity product that puts your recording, your coaching, your screen capture, and your voice analytics in one box for simple usage. So I'd say also, and that's the pains that we remove for our users in the marketplace, or what we would call our end users. We're also a company that's about removing pains for our channel partners. That's really what we're built on. We are who we are because of the channel partners that we have in the marketplace. And we've built our business, the last 10 years of our business, with respect to making selling easy for them and making supporting a customer something that's not something they have to think about.
And how easy is it for them? Do they need to rely exclusively on their own efforts to get leads? Do you supply leads? Tell me about. So I'm a new reseller. I want to get involved with your company. Tell me how that works.
Absolutely. So one of the things that you're going to find with some of our new resellers, they're out there working the marketplace themselves. And they're coming across TelStrat solutions. We have over 2,000 worldwide. And when I say worldwide, that means we're working in the Middle East, we're working in Europe, we're working in Asia-Pac. And we've got quite a bit of extensive business in North America, with business in the CALA region as well. When you come to me, I'm going to share with you and I'm going to talk to you about how I make it easy for you to sell. The way I make it easy for you to sell is I do all the upfront work. I do the engineering of the solution. I do the quoting of the solution.
Right.
Typically, if I'm a reseller and I need to get something to a customer quickly, it may take a week or two for one of the big players to get a quote out the door. My sales team is tasked with getting quotes out the door in an hour, 2 hours a day.
Right.
That makes it simple on the front end as a channel partner to immediately respond to customers' needs. Also, they go through RFPs day in and day out. Call recording at times is an afterthought to that. And so all of a sudden they get to the end of the RFP, they need some of these components in the workforce optimization solution, and they haven't focused on that. And so we make that something that we can still fulfill their needs. Then moving on, what I do for that channel partner is when it gets time to deploy, they can utilize their own resources, or they can have us fulfill it for them. So it's a process that we've tried to make simple for the reseller as well as that end user that ends up using our product.
Fantastic. So as you look out for the next couple of years, what do you see as some of the things that you'll be providing?
So one of the areas that I mentioned earlier that's really going to take off and change this industry is voice analytics. There's a dynamic to that has game-changing capability for the end users that start to rely on that. We've got a collections agency that works with us up in the Northeast. That collections agency has utilized our product for call recording for probably in the range of 4 or 5 years. But what they were doing with the call recordings is they didn't have the number of people they needed to listen to those, to analyze those, to understand how they could improve the work environment of their agents, to change the way their agents are handling the customers. Now they can go through and they can set up reliable means of measuring agent performance and getting to that information in a timely fashion so they can utilize all of that call recording. So the change is call recording is a base capability these days.
Okay, but tell me about the analytics. How does that help you specifically? Tell me how I can rate that agent more effectively.
So what I can do is, one, I may have ways that I want agents answering the phone. As simple and basic as that, I want them answering the phone with certain word set that makes a customer comfortable. I can go out and measure what agents are doing that and not doing that. I can see and I can immediately search for those kind of things. Another way voice analytics helps is the ability to, as I mentioned earlier, bubble up. So you may have certain words and phrases. I was meeting with a customer up in Toronto in the December time frame. They'd had an outage. They work a lot with the points and the credit cards and that kind of thing, and the point systems and awards and all of that stuff. They'd had an outage on their internet. It took them probably 3 hours to figure out what was going on. Had they had the voice analytics in place and were utilizing our Engage Analyze Pro solution, they would have started to see words like, hey, your internet's down. Hey, what's going on with the connection?
Your website.
From the agents would start hearing these conversations. So you change the paradigm. So that's a very sophisticated and exciting thing, right? But even as simple as finding needles in the haystack, finding fraudulent activity of agents, finding the best agents, finding those agents that do the things that I want them to do.
Well, I've seen it examples in the carrier space where carrier, let's say, this carrier A starts getting a lot of calls or is calling out, and the customers are mentioning carrier B's special offer, and all of a sudden you find out about that special offer because it's being mentioned all the time. Let's call it friends and family. All of a sudden you're hearing friends and family. You're like, what is this thing that didn't show up on the radar last month, but now all of a sudden it's all that your potential customers or actual customers are talking about, and so it gives you some insight quickly into a competitive threat that you may not have been paying attention to otherwise.
Yep, absolutely. So competitive threats and analyzing those, keeping my customer base. So I might have a customer base that's calling in and they say, I'd like to cancel my service. What if I had the ability within minutes to go search for, I want to cancel my service, and I had the ability within an hour to call that customer back and see if I could win them back, right? I can do things like that I couldn't when all I was using was the capability of searching for calls based on the agent ID. Right? So that's a game changer. We've seen those types of things in our portfolio. We used to have a recording-only portfolio about 6-7 years ago. We have standardized on a number of PBX platforms that we're real excited to partner with for the recording aspect. But over the last 4 or 5 years, we've changed from being a recording company to being a workforce optimization company. And taking, and we've seen huge gains from that. I had my best fourth quarter I've ever had in the fourth quarter. We do a calendar year. Had the best first quarter I've ever had. And you can imagine coming off of the fourth quarter, you're looking at the first quarter going, I hope we sustain through this. I hope we grow a little bit, but I hope we sustain. What we've seen instead is accelerated growth. So, and I'm seeing a strong pipeline, and we're very, very excited about that. So,
I'm very happy for you. So I've got one other question for you, and this may not be something that is important at the moment for your company, but have you considered the voice analytics, taking it to the next level and integrating it with social listening, with Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, et cetera?
We have. We've started to look at that. We've been hearing about that. We haven't seen a huge impact of that yet with our customer base, but we're starting to see that, and we're starting to see some requests around that, and maybe even initially, not so much the social networking, but even things like the web interactions and the other types of interactions. So we're looking at modifications to our interface for that. We've got something exciting with our product going on this year. We're doing some major improvements to our look and feel. And so by the end of the year, our customers will start to see a new paradigm in the way we are. We've got that coming, And so we look forward to sharing more about that in the coming months.
I'm very excited about it as well, and I really appreciate you being on our program today. Have a great day.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Good to be with you.